Welcome everybody to the Juniper Vale. Today we're going to do something fun. We're going to do World Cup predictions. So I'm going to do the first four games. We're going to see how this works out, right? I'm going to pull a few cards for one team, pull a few cards for the other team, and see how it goes. So I'm quite excited to do this because I want to see what happens. I mean, we may be completely off. I don't know, but we'll see. Let's have some fun. Remember to please like and subscribe. That's always very helpful. And please share, especially if you like this, or even if you don't like it, just share it. Share it to your enemies. I don't know. So today I'm using the Bright Tarot. This is like the traditional Rider Waite. It's just saturated in color. It's very nice. I will do reversals if I get reversals. I don't think this deck has reversals in it right now, by the way that I've shuffled in the past, but we'll see. So the first four games are Mexico versus South Africa, South Korea versus Czechia, and those are both on June 11th. And then after that, on June 12th, is Canada versus Bosnia and Herzegovina, and USA versus Paraguay. So we'll see what happens. First, we're going to pull cards for the Mexico-South Africa game. That's the first game that's being played. Apparently, it is on Thursday, June 11th at 3 p.m. I'm guessing that's Eastern Standard Time. It doesn't say on my thing, which is with Google. Today is June 8th. It is 8:50 p.m. It's a Monday. And as soon as I got this idea, I was like, oh, I have to do this. And I basically got the idea because I was on live with Scott and somebody asked who would win the World Cup. And we were like, I don't know. Let's pull some cards and see if we get anything. I got a card with a dragon on it. So I was like, maybe it's an East Asian team. And I also got a card with, I believe, seagulls. So then I was like, maybe it's also, or it's a seaside team. And I immediately thought about the Ivory Coast because it was like the first one I just remember. And they are playing and Japan is playing. And so I don't know. We'll see. All right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull three cards for each. And if I want clarifiers, I'll pull those too. First game, Mexico versus South Africa. Mexico will be on my left side. South Africa will be on my right side. So three cards for Mexico. Temperance, the Nine of Pentacles, and Strength. Ooh. South Africa, we got, the Devil. We got the Three of Cups. And we have the Queen of Swords. All right, so this is interesting. The first card that, really speaks to me is the Strength card. That's good for Mexico, I think. I think it shows that among both teams, they maybe have the more advanced team. Nine of Pentacles is very good. You're coming to that kind of completion in a way, or you're maybe they will complete the game successfully, meaning winning. Pentacles are about finance, business, protection, physical capabilities. So to have a Nine of Pentacles also shows strong physical capabilities, which goes along with the Strength. And then Temperance. Temperance is good to have because Temperance shows that you are realistically looking at things you've done well and things you haven't done well. So if Mexico is playing and maybe they are having a few, I don't know, bad plays in a way, it looks like they will learn from that. They will take that time to learn from that. So these are very good cards for Mexico. South Africa, first card we got is the Devil. Not that great. The Devil is a lot about addictions. You can see here the people are chained. The people are chained to the Devil. The may be a way of saying maybe the team feels like they can't seem to really get going to where they need to be. They feel like they've been changed to maybe bad luck. Three of Cups are very good because the Three of Cups is a celebration. So it's good, but I don't feel it's as strong as the Strength card. But it's interesting that they got the celebration card. And then we have the Queen of Swords. So the Queen of Swords is a queen that I see who is all queens are wise, right? They have good leadership. They're very nurturing. The swords, though, can be a bit of a difficult suit. They can talk about stress, problems, difficult events, situations. They're also good for growth and development of like the conscious mind, but I'm not thinking of this from, how well developed your conscious mind is. I'm thinking about it from athletic ability, and that shows in Mexico, I believe. Um, they are taking that time to use their conscious mind to look things over with temperance, which is very good. Let me look up one thing with the Queen of Swords because I want to make sure I'm not missing something. Plentiful ideas, great communicator, quick witted, inquisitive, direct and truthful, young at heart. Speaking out. So, I mean, that has more to do with communication. Maybe they communicate well together. The Three of Cups is a very good card. So that, reunions, celebrations, gatherings, spending quality time, happy times, which is good. So, I mean, it says to me that they'll have probably play well, South Africa. They're going to have some good times. They're going to communicate well, but I feel like they're going to feel a little chained down. And that's what I get from the devil. Like they can't like get to where they need to be. They may experience some negative habits that they have already. Um, they may make some plays where they kind of get stuck in a rut, right? So like they may have some things they've worked on as a team, but they haven't really gone above that yet. So they play well, but I just don't think they have the strength that Mexico has. So I'm going Mexico. So June 11th, 3 p.m. Mexico. Now, don't I'm not saying to bet on anything I tell you to do. If you bet, that's your own issue, okay? I am not an expert when it comes to sports of any kind, so that's up to you. But I'm going with Mexico. All right. So, the next two teams that are playing June 11th are South Korea and Czechia. So they are playing at 11 p.m. Or no, sorry, 10 p.m. They're playing on June 11th at 10 p.m. South Korea, Czechia. I don't know much about the teams. I don't know much about any of the teams really. I know Mexico's really good, so I wasn't surprised when they got the strength cards. Um, that's a very good sign for them. But like I said, I don't know anything about South Korea or I mean South Africa. Are they also really good? I don't know. So let's do South Korea and Czechia. South Korea is going to be on my left. Czechia is going to be on my right. So this is fun. And if you feel like the cards may say something else, let me know in the comments. That's fine. Let me know if you're rooting for anybody in particular. I don't know how much of a fan the tarot community is to the World Cup. There's a lot of problems with FIFA, for one. I think we've seen that. But let's have some fun in this crazy world at the moment. All right. Czechia and South Korea. How will they? Who will win? Who will win? June 11th, 10 p.m. All right, South Korea. We got the Fool card. We have, ooh, the Five of Cups. And we have the Two of Swords. Not looking good. Czechia. We have the Knight of Swords. Look at that. They are on their way. Ooh, the King of Swords. And then the Four of Cups. So this is very interesting. The Fool card, that's somebody who is excited to go on a journey. They are just going out. They're not even looking where they're going, which could be a bad thing. They could not be paying enough attention to what they're doing. And I say that because then we get the Five of Cups. Fives, as you can see from this Five of Cups, this person is looking away. They look very downtrodden. They look sad. They've noticed that there are three cups here that have fallen over, and they are looking at those bad three cups, not looking at the good two cups in the back. It'd be very interesting to see like the numbers when it comes to scores or how many fouls or you come up, how many penalties, I should say, how many cards, yellow cards, red cards, and see if that also kind of interacts with what we pull. So that'd be kind of interesting. But it looks like South Korea is going to make a few bumbles and they're going to get stuck in that because then they're going to have the Two of Swords. Two of Swords, you're making a choice, but you're blindfolded. So you just don't feel like you're seeing the correct way to go. So I don't see these as being very good cards for South Korea. They're kind of going into it maybe not focused enough. They make some bad plays and it brings them down, and they just don't feel like they can see their way out of it. Now for Czechia, I get the Knight of Swords. Now look at this Knight of Swords. He is on his way, right? Knights are about goal accomplishment, accent on the goal. So that's good. They know what they want and they know how to get it, right? So swords can be difficult cards, difficult events, but because it's a knight and a king, that says to me that they are in control. Like this is a difficult game, but they're going to play well because they have the knight who's ready to go and they have the king. And the king is sitting here. He's looking very stoic, but he's looking determined, right? This is the highest point in the minor arcana is the king. He's ready to consolidate, start anew if he needs to. If something goes wrong, he has the ability. He's not going to get stuck in mistakes. But I think South Korea is going to get stuck in mistakes. The only card I'm not sure about here, though, is the Four of Cups. What's really interesting about the Four of Cups is when I do political tarot, this is my trump card because he's sitting like a petulant child. Somebody's trying to give this person a cup, but he's so busy looking at these three cups, he's not really focusing on the opportunity that he's been given. So I think he needs to, they may be playing very hard, but they may be playing, I think, mind and through the mind, they may not be noticing how well they are doing. So they may be taking their ability for granted a little, which could trip them up. But because South Korea's cards just are not that great, um, I think it's going to go to Czechia. They have the Fool card, which is kind of good for the subconscious or conscious mind. They seem a little happier than Czechia does. Czechia seems a little more not seeing the good, kind of focusing a little bit on the bad or feeling like they should have more. So maybe there's a contested goal that comes up and they're kind of annoyed by that, but they still win. So that's what I think is going to happen. I'm going with Czechia. I think they're going to win, but I think it's probably going to be a tough game. They just might have a little bit more energy than South Korea, and that might be what puts them over. This is fun, guys. I hope you enjoy this because I'm enjoying this. This is a lot of fun. I'm going to do all the games. Let's see. The games really ramp up after this, after these two or 3 days. So it's going to be probably quite a few videos. This first video, I'm going to do the first 4 games. So the next game is so the third game is Friday, June 12th at 3 p.m. And this is Canada and Bosnia and Herzegovina. Bosnia and Herzegovina. I tried to like match up the colors of the teams with the crystals, but they didn't all match. So I tried. I tried. Didn't really come out that way. Maybe I'll do some fun editing. I don't know. So Canada and Bosnia and Herzegovina. Who's gonna win? Who is gonna win? June 12th, 3 p.m. I like how the cards are coming out. They're making sense, which is nice. It's much easier to compare the two, like compare two teams or compare if you're doing like a comparison between two people or whatever. It's a lot easier that way than just saying who will win. That's hard. That's hard to pull a card to see who will win. That's very, I don't know. It just doesn't work that way for me. But the comparison is nice. All right, Canada and Bosnia and Herzegovina. Who's gonna win? Who is gonna win? Canada. We have the 3 of Pentacles. Okay. We have the 2 of Cups. Okay. And we have the 6 of Wands. All right. Bosnia and Herzegovina. We have the Page of Wands. We have the 5 of Wands. Lots of wands. And we have the Wheel of Fortune. All right. So, this one may not be as cut and dry. Let me take a sip of water. I'm far more excited than I realized I would be. So let's see. The first thing that sticks out for me is this 6 of Wands, right? So as you can see here, like this person is on a horse and it's like an army, right? They kind of have a defense set up in a way, right? But they're ready, like they are prepared. So that's what I get from Canada. I get this preparation, they're ready to go and they're confident. 2 of Cups is good because it's like a partnership. It's like creating that plan, a good communication. That to me says that the team members themselves communicate well and they're in it with each other. They feel very connected. They feel like a team. So I think that's very good for their the turnout of this. And then we have the 3 of Pentacles. Threes are about communication as well, expansion, openness, optimism, clarity. With threes, you can see the big picture. That also talks about movement, action, and growth. Those are what threes are about. So they do have to be careful. They don't spread their cells too thin. Look before they leap. So as long as they're prepared, which it looks like they are, they got good communication. They got their offense and their defense kind of like planned. I think that'll be good. Let's see, pentacles again are like the health conditions, physical capabilities, protection, career. So I think that's good. These are pretty solid cards for a team who feels like they are mentally ready as well as physically ready. So that's good. So that's Canada. Bosnia and Herzegovina, they have wand energy, big energy, good wand energy. You want that excitement. The 5 of Wands is about battle, right? You see these people, they are battling. So what this says to me is that they're going to be in for a battle. I think Canada is really going to give them something, some comeuppance. And I say that because they are also the Page of Wands. Pages are like apprentices. I think Canada may be a bit more uh, advanced of a team than Bosnia and Herzegovina. So I feel like it's going to be a lot harder for them, for Bosnia and Herzegovina, than it is for Canada. And we also get the Wheel of Fortune. So the Wheel of Fortune is like, oh my God, anything's going to happen, right? Wheel of Fortune, it could go left, it could go right, it could, let me make sure. Let me make sure when I look up the Wheel of Fortune. it's not a bad card. It's not a good card, but it's a, you know what I mean? Like, it's like, certain things could happen. Life is always changing. If they go through, if they say they, I guess what's interesting about the Wheel of Fortune is say they start the game really well, Wheel of Fortune could hit and bam, they start doing really bad. Or opposite, they start really bad and then they could do well in the end. Um, you're talking about good luck. It does return in time, but because they seem more greener as a team because of the Page of Wands, and it really feels like an uphill battle for them. So I think they'll have ups and downs when it comes to how they play, but I think Canada is going to be the better prepared team. So I'm going with Canada. I say Canada. Canada for the win. All right. And like I said, if you place bets and you lose, don't get mad at me. I'm not telling you to place bets. Don't do it. Don't do it. Pull your own cards. Okay. So our last team playing, let's see, Friday, June 12th, 9 p.m. is the USA and Paraguay. Oh boy. I mean, I don't know how well the US team has been. I probably pay more attention to, if any attention at all, to the women's team. So I don't know. Maybe they're good, maybe they're not. I don't know. But they're going against Paraguay, which is a South American team, and South American teams are, as far as I know, are very, very good. It's in the culture. So we'll see. USA versus Paraguay, Friday, June 12th, 9 p.m. And again, just as a reminder, today is June 8th. It's now 9:10 p.m. that I am recording this. So we'll see. And this video will go up today. So I'm gonna make sure I put up all these videos, of course, before the game actually plays, other than what's the point? All right. USA versus Paraguay. Who is gonna win? First one jumped out at me. Strength for the USA. This is USA on my left, Paraguay on my right. We got strength. Ooh, but then we get the devil. Ooh. And then we get the hanged man. I don't know, USA. I don't know. Paraguay, we get death. Oh, dear. A lot of major arcana going on here. This might be a big game. The Empress. Wow. More made. Oh, wow. And the Hierophant. All major arcana. That's crazy. Out of all those cards to get all major arcana? Wow. This might be a big game. There might be a lot going on in this game. Huh. Maybe they'll tie or something. Because this was like, wow, a lot of energy. So strength, of course, we got that with Mexico. Very good card. The team is strong, but they also got the devil. They feel tethered to something. Something is holding them back. Maybe bad old patterns will arise as they play. And then they get the hanged man. And the hanged man is very interesting because it's like hangman is like a person who is just looking at their consequences, accepting their consequences of what they did wrong. Like they are hanging there for a reason, but they're kind of also doing that subconscious, conscious, emotional work to kind of get through it, which is good. But I don't know. This is interesting because then Paraguay we got death. So death is like a change, right? But it could also be like an ending. It could be a loss, right? But then you got the Empress and the Hierophant. The Empress is very nurturing. She is pregnant. She is creating something new, which is interesting to come from death. So the team is like going through a rebirth. maybe even within the game itself, maybe it doesn't maybe the USA starts very strong, Paraguay does not start strong, but then the US kinda hits that devil card and is like, "Mm," and then but and Paraguay gets the Empress card, which is good, right? And then the Hierophant. Hierophant talks about tradition, it talks about, um, it's also like a religious card, but in this sense, I would say it talks about the tradition of football, right? In South America, right? In South American countries, it's within the culture, right? So I think they have a long-standing tradition, and I think that bodes well for them. The Hanged Man is like there's only something here that says tie, like he's tied up. So is there going to be a tie, or are Paraguay going to pull ahead? It's hard to say because of this death card and then the devil card. It's like I'm leaning a little bit towards Paraguay, if not a tie. I can't say for sure. If it's a tie, Paraguay is going to play better. Wow, this one's hard. This is going to be a big game with all these major arcana. I'm going to go with Paraguay, but I'm not as, it could be a tie. I don't know. We'll see. We will see, everybody. So, thank you for watching. That was a lot of fun. It was a lot more fun than I was expecting it to be. It's like, especially when you don't have, I don't have any particular allegiance to any team or anything, so I feel very neutral on it. It just seems like exciting now. Like now I want to know I want to know the results and I want to know how they play. I'll put him, my husband is going to be on World Cup duty because I'm not going to watch all of them. But yeah, so thank you for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe. Please leave who you think will win in the comments, and any comments you have on the reading. Let me know what you think. All right. So thank you for watching. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for sharing, and thank you for yeah, thank you for watching the videos. I really appreciate it, and I'd love to hear from you all. So thank you very much. Have a great day.